Welcome to our animated history of Japan and China during World War I. While the major battles of the war raged in Europe, both Japan and China played significant, though very different, roles in this global conflict. Today, we'll explore how these two nations navigated the turbulent waters of World War I. Japan entered World War I on August 23, 1914, siding with the Allies against Germany. This decision was driven by Japan's ambitions to expand its influence in Asia and the Pacific. With Germany controlling key territories in the region, Japan saw an opportunity to enhance its power. Japan's first major action was the siege of Tsingtao, a German-controlled port on the Shandong Peninsula in China. Japanese forces, alongside a small British contingent, launched an attack on September 2, 1914. After 2 months of fighting, the German defenders surrendered on November 7, 1914. Japan didn't stop there. It quickly moved to occupy German territories in the Pacific, including the Marianas, Caroline, and Marshall Islands. These successful campaigns not only removed German influence from these regions, but also significantly bolstered Japan's strategic position in the Pacific. Japan's involvement in World War I was not purely altruistic. It was driven by a desire to be recognized as a great power and to secure economic and military advantages. By the end of the war, Japan had not only expanded its territory, but also its influence, setting the stage for its later expansionist policies. On the other hand, China's situation was more complex. At the outbreak of World War I, China declared neutrality. The country was dealing with internal turmoil, including the recent fall of the Qing dynasty and the establishment of the Republic of China in 1912. These internal conflicts made it difficult for China to engage in international conflicts. Despite the chaos, some Chinese leaders saw the war as an opportunity to strengthen China's international position and reclaim territories occupied by foreign powers. Debates raged within the Chinese government about whether and how to involve the country in the conflict. After prolonged deliberation, China declared war on Germany and Austria-Hungary on August 14, 1917. This decision was influenced by promises from the Allies that China would regain territories held by Germany and receive favorable treatment in the post-war order. China's most significant contribution to the Allied war effort was the Chinese Labor Corps. Over 140,000 Chinese laborers were recruited to work behind the lines in Europe. These workers performed essential tasks such as digging trenches, unloading supplies, and repairing equipment. Despite the harsh conditions, their efforts were crucial to the Allied war effort. As the war ended, China hoped to be rewarded for its contributions. However, the Treaty of Versailles in 1919 was a bitter disappointment. Instead of returning the Shandong Peninsula to China, the treaty handed it over to Japan, sparking outrage and protests across China. The decision to award Shandong to Japan led to the May 4th movement, a massive anti-imperialist and nationalist protest that began on May 4, 1919. Students, workers, and intellectuals took to the streets to demand national sovereignty, cultural reform, and an end to foreign control.